The sun was sinking behind the mountains, painting the sky in shades of fire, the same color that burned inside a young man named Dev. His heart was heavy with rage. The world had been unfair to him, or so he thought. His brother had betrayed his trust, his friends had abandoned him, and every word from others felt like salt on an open wound. That day, he clenched his fists and swore that he would never forgive. But anger is a poison that pretends to be power. Dev didn't know it yet, but the more he fed his fury, the weaker he became. His nights were sleepless, his thoughts consumed by revenge. One morning, unable to bear the chaos in his mind, he went to find a man known throughout the land, a silent sage who lived by the river, a man people called the Buddha. When Dev found him, the old man was sitting beneath a Bodhi tree, eyes closed, face calm as still water. Dev shouted, "How can you sit there in peace when the world is so cruel? When people hurt you, betray you, insult you, do you not feel anger?" The Buddha opened his eyes and simply said, "Sit with me." Dev hesitated, but obeyed. Minutes passed in silence. The young man's impatience grew. Finally, he exploded. "You're just ignoring me! You think you're better than me!" He cursed, his words like daggers, but the Buddha remained still, his gaze gentle, untouched. Confused and trembling, Dev demanded, "Why aren't you angry? I insulted you. Don't you feel anything?" The Buddha looked at him and asked softly, "If a man offers you a gift and you refuse it, to whom does the gift belong?" Dev blinked, unsure. "It belongs to the one who offered it." The Buddha nodded. "Exactly. And so it is with anger. You came to give me your rage, but I did not accept it. So tell me, Dev, who carries it now?" Those words cut deeper than any blade. Dev lowered his eyes, realizing the truth. The fire he carried burned only him. He had been feeding the very pain he wanted to destroy. The Buddha then picked up a small cup of water and said, "Look at this water. If I stir it violently, can you see your reflection?" Dev shook his head. "But if I let it rest, it becomes clear again," the Buddha continued. "Your mind is the same. Anger shakes it. Stillness reveals it." For the first time, Dev fell silent. His breath slowed. He noticed how his body trembled, how his heart raced, not because of anyone else, but because of his own fire. The Buddha smiled gently and said, "Anger is like holding a burning coal, thinking you will throw it at another. But before you do, you are already burned." Tears filled Dev's eyes. "Then how do I stop it? How do I take this poison out of me?" The Buddha replied, "You do not fight anger. You understand it. When you feel it rise, pause, breathe, look at it, not as an enemy but as a messenger. It is showing you where you are wounded. Heal that place and anger will dissolve." Dev stayed with the Buddha for days. Every morning he sat by the river, breathing, observing, watching the waves come and go. Just like his thoughts. He noticed how anger came in bursts, but if he didn't feed it with words or blame, it faded like mist in the morning sun. Weeks later, Dev returned to his village. The same people who had hurt him were still there. The same situations that once enraged him still occurred, but something was different. He was different. One afternoon, a man who once mocked him came to provoke him again. Dev smiled calmly and said nothing. The man's fury grew louder, his insults harsher. But Dev's silence was unshakable, not from weakness, but from mastery. Eventually the man left, exhausted, defeated by a peace he could not disturb. In that moment, Dev understood the true power of the Buddha's teaching, that peace is not found in the absence of anger, but in the mastery of it. That silence is not surrender, but strength, that no one can make you angry unless you hand them the keys to your mind. From that day on, Dev carried a new kind of medicine, not in a bottle, but in his breath. Whenever he felt anger rising, he remembered the Buddha's words. If I don't accept your anger, it will remain yours. And so he learned the greatest truth of all, that peace is not a gift the world gives you, but a choice you give yourself. Because in every moment of rage, there's a moment of choice, and in that choice lies your freedom. Moral: anger is not your enemy, unconsciousness is. When you learn to observe before you react, you turn poison into medicine, the medicine of awareness, the cure that transforms fire into light.